I moved here in 2015. We came from St. Barnabas, Greenwich, in Greenwich, Connecticut, and it was Episcopal, and now we're recovering Episcopalians. And what we found when we walked in the door was an extraordinarily welcoming church, and that was under Wayne Curtin Peterson. But then Pastor Jeff came along, and it became the best church in all of our travels around the country that we've ever been to. And we are going to, personally, we're going to be sorely miss this man. So that's all I can say.
So I was baptized at this church in 2005. Have grown up here. You know, like most of you have known me since like before I was born. And when I found out that Pastor Wynn was retiring, my mom was handling the transition. I was like, who's our new guy gonna be, Mom? And I was trying to like glean all of the secrets. And I think she had just finished Pastor Jeff's interview, and I was bugging her about it. I was like, what are the vibes, Mom? And my mom said something along the lines of, he is really cool, and I really hope that this is the guy we end up going with. And, you know, pandemic happened my first year of high school, which, as we know, is a little funky in the grand scheme of life. So, you know, like there was a bunch of stuff in my little prepubescent brain, and wasn't really sure about, you know, my relationship with the church. And when Pastor Jeff got here and I got to participate in a few like of the services we recorded, and then when we started coming back to the church, I was like, I understand why my parents put so much emphasis on going to church every day, because I feel whatever is happening in my life, I come here and I know that it's all going to be fine. And a large part of that is because Pastor Jeff instilled the idea that, you know, God's always here, like no matter what's going on. And, you know, considering my generation's kind of relationship with religion in general, I just think it's really, really cool that Pastor Jeff has provided a space for young people to kind of, you know, figure out what their relationship with the church is and be like, oh yeah, like God is cool, and you know, sometimes people might be a little weird about it, but at the end of the day, like God's chill. So thank you.
Can you please make your last sermon available to all of us to reread?
Yes. Yeah, I think I've got it. I put it on a flash drive, so I'll make sure it gets here.
Thank you.
So not everybody knows me. I'm not a member of this church. I'm Ann's daughter. But Jeff, I've known for years. I just told somebody he confirmed my son, buried my dad. And then he went to another church, which happened to be a friend's church, so we went there and saw him. And all I can say about Jeff is this is such a man of character and grace and dignity. I would follow him anywhere. I'm actually thinking about moving to England.
Let's go.
But he is a friend. He is somebody that I would trust with anything. And I can't say that about too many people. But Jeff, I love you, and I'm so grateful that I got to have you in my life for whatever time it was. I'm so jealous of the people in England that get to have you. But I'm very grateful that I got to have you for a little while, and your family. So thank you, and Godspeed. You don't need luck because you're going to be great.
Good morning. For those of you who aren't familiar with who I am, I'm the president. I was president of the congregation when Jeff joined us and managed the transition from Pastor Wayne. And when Jeff and I were talking about, once the call committee had done their work and you were the final candidate, we had a conversation about kind of what you thought your purpose was here. Because everybody has kind of a different niche that they fill with their specific gifts. And you and I talked about how you thought your mission here was to tie the mind to the heart, because we have a bit of a reputation in this church, it's a good one, as being a fairly intellectual church in the Synod. And sometimes it can be challenging to tie those two. And I just want to say thank you for doing that remarkably well. You've brought so much to this congregation in the last 4 years. I can't even, just like the understanding, I can't find the words to describe it, but I know that it's there. And I'm grateful to you for that. You and your family have been a wonderful gift for the last 4 years, and you'll continue to be for whoever you encounter.
This feels a little bit like a eulogy. Yeah, like, have you ever been to your own funeral? It kind of feels that way.
Especially with your picture on the front of the bulletin.
Yeah, the picture's on the front of the bulletin. Yeah, I feel like I'm a fly on the wall.
And we get to say the things right to you too, not just about you.
It's not uncomfortable.
I worked with a lot of pastors, and no one else has treated me like a partner. I'm gonna cry now. We've been really good partners. It's only been 16 months, but we've been really good partners, and I feel treated with such respect, and I really admire how you can be a leader who doesn't lead by being in church. You lead by encouraging people's gifts, by bringing out the best in them, and I like to joke that I'm the one that makes everybody mad, and you're the one that makes them feel better. So, Batman and Robin, right? I don't know which one is which, but we are working really hard to find someone to sit in your chair, but you're irreplaceable.
Okay, so now for the sermon. That's just a joke. Anyway, many of you know that I'm the beet pickle guy, and I make beet pickles. And when they first showed up, the Heiderscheid family, I said, "Gee, Jeff, would you like to come on in and help me make beet pickles?" And I'm pretty sure that I didn't say the whole family, but the whole family came. And so I'm like, here are these two daughters and his wife, and we're all making beet pickles back in the kitchen. And I'm like, well, this is a great introduction to the church, and I'm sure these teenage girls are just really excited to be here. And so I said to them, I'm the patron, I'm also a pastor's kid, so I'm the patron saint of pastor's kids. And I said, you guys don't have to come to church or anything. You just have to, look cool and be here and once in a while. And so it's been a delight to have you, Jeff, and your wife and your kids here with us in our congregation. And just a huge thank you to everything that you've done for us. And I know from my political world, and there's a phrase that goes something like, everything has been said, but not everybody has said it. So I thought I would be a good one to speak at the end of this so that we can just address that issue that not everybody has to say it. But thank you, Jeff, for all you've done. Thank you. It's been a delight to have you here.
It has been a long goodbye, and I apologize for that. It makes life kind of feel like it's on hold in a lot of ways. I know I haven't been as present as I should have been this last year. My heart's been in two places. I'm excited about putting my heart back in the same place with everybody in my family. But thank you for all that you've done. I followed a legendary pastor coming into this place. I have very fond feelings for Pastor Wayne. I was across town for many years, and he was the leader of our ministerium in this area. Pastor Wayne, everybody knows Pastor Wayne. And to fill his shoes were big shoes to fill. literally, I mean, I think he has big feet anyway, but figuratively and literally, big shoes to fill. And when I came here, I kind of thought, I made a comment to the call committee. I said, the next pastor who comes here is the interim pastor. I said, because it's such a legendary person to follow that you need kind of a buffer person. And I said, and I really don't want to be that person because I want to retire here. I had 10 more years left in ministry. And then this call came from England, and I'm like, oh God, I am the interim pastor. It's like it worked out as I kind of thought it was supposed to work out, even as I didn't want to be the one to be the interim pastor. Because then the next person who comes to work, as a team here, then they kind of have that buffer between this legendary person and the next person. And so it kind of worked out how I thought it was going to work out, even though I didn't want it to work out that way. But this adventure to England has provided that little gap between Pastor Wayne and the next person. And I was grateful to be able to do that. And the next person who comes, you may change everything that I did. That's totally cool, because I don't know. None of us really know what we're doing. Any pastor who thinks they do, they're lying to you. We don't. This is hard stuff. We're in a world that's changing under our feet. We try things that worked 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It doesn't work anymore. And so we're trying our best to be leaders, and we don't have it figured out. And sometimes we get stupid lucky with something that goes well, or you try something you think is going to go well and it doesn't go well. And all we can try to be is faithful, and that's faithful. That's all we can be. So, thank you for overlooking my faults over the last 4 years, and for working hard where we've excelled. I'm proud of this congregation. It went from a very Pastor Wayne did a lot of stuff around here, right? He made the coffee, set up the chairs. And he was here 7 days a week. I used to drive by and see that car sitting out there, and I'm like, wow, Pastor Wayne's at church, man. So he was here 7 days a week. So I know that going from him to me was a big change. And thank you for taking over a lot of those jobs that now are being done by a lot of people, and you are owning the congregation, and it's exciting to see. So you're well on your way to just being the church in a different way. So I'm proud of you. I really am. I don't know. Anybody have anything a hook or something to give me off? I don't know how else to end it by just saying thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege. Everywhere I go, I leave my heart. I'm a crier, and I'm a person who's far too emotional, but it's just who I am. So I leave my heart here, and you'll always be cherished in my heart, even though it's only been 4 years. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you. God bless.
Jeff, you will be definitely leading this. Thank you for all you gave, and good luck in your future.
Thank you. Thank you.